financial expert about consumer rights. Also tonight. Good evening. Thanks for joining us this Thursday evening. Families across our region say they feel let down after investing thousands of pounds buying static caravans on holiday parks, only to see their value plummet. They say their life savings, pensions and inheritance have been wiped out because they had no idea how quickly their investment would depreciate. But the holiday parks industry says it's up to the consumers to do their research. Well, in a moment, we'll hear from the consumer journalist Paul Lewis. But first, Chris Baines has been speaking. Well, Paul Lewis is the presenter of the BBC Radio 4 consumer programme Moneybox. I asked him for his reaction. A 31-year-old man has admitted trying to set fire to a hotel housing more than 200 asylum seekers during a riot in Rotherham in August. 2 men have been arrested on suspicion of the murder of a 23-year-old man in Bradford on Monday. A man from West Yorkshire has been jailed after trying to smuggle £2 million worth of cannabis into the UK. You're watching Thursday's Look North, still to come on tonight's programme. Next this evening, a woman who was told she was at imminent risk of paralysis and death due to a brain tumour has said walking down the aisle at her wedding is now an achievable goal thanks to NHS staff. Jodie Ellis from Skipton was only given a 20% chance of surviving surgery after a large mass was detected in June last year. Our health correspondent Jamie Coulson reports. Very chuffed with herself, doesn't she? Let's turn to sport now. And Sheffield Eagles rugby league coach Mark Aston has been banned from working in the sport for 18 months. Let's just take a quick look at last night's football in the Championship. Sheffield United slipped up again, I'm afraid. Well, it started as a project during the COVID lockdowns as a way of combating loneliness. The Leeds artist Tom Newhouse photographed every sunrise for a year. He then turned each sunrise into an oil painting. Well, after 4 years, the project is now absolutely fantastic. And your ear's pricked up. It's free. Oh,
it's free.
You started making
Amazing.
some noises.
Well, I went last year. It is pretty spectacular
It is.
and it looks fine tonight. A bit drizzly tomorrow night, but it won't spoil things. So that's good news in it. Now we've got a couple of pictures to show you. Well, if you look for usual events.
Yes, good news for all of us on half term. It's a good job your swimmer wasn't skinny dipping, isn't it?
Well, it might have been. I didn't look that closely.
Oh dear. Back at about 10:30. Bye-bye. And we, of course, wish Jodie and Chris all the very best for the future. Now, did the job you dreamed of doing as a teenager actually become a reality? Well, for one new West Yorkshire MP, it has. Mark Seward spent his youth pursuing an ambition to be elected to the House of Commons. And in July, he was elected MP for his hometown of Morley. Our correspondent Spencer Stokes has been finding out how he's been settling in to his new role. Now, if you love a bargain, and who doesn't? Well, the next report is for you. Chapel Allerton in Leeds has been chosen as the place for a new kind of charity shop. Marie Curie is trying an upmarket revamp to help save the planet and raise funds for their end-of-life care. Kathy Killick has been for a spot of retail therapy.